And today, what we're going to go over is we're going to walk through the platform and then talk about some ways of growing your business and kind of prospecting to grow your business and how to find businesses that need your service, the different offerings you can provide to them. And then we'll answer some questions at the end that usually help out everyone when we do that. So let's kind of get started. So right now, we are in the reseller or licensee admin panel that's yours. So you can see you're always going to get news from us out there when we do training webinars and add new features and stuff like that. And then below there are your businesses. So the way this is set up is you can add as many businesses as you want based on the plan that you did when you sign up as a reseller or whatever. But there's no fee per business, on top of just your monthly licensing fee. You just literally add businesses. So you can, create one for yourself. We encourage you to do that right away. If you know some friends or business owners, even if they're not paying you right away, just to get some practice, just create accounts and let either them post for social media or you, and then you can kind of get familiar with the system pretty quickly just by doing your own and a couple other people's or letting them do it and kind of going through it with them. So we definitely encourage you to set up a few because you can always delete these. So if you have 100 businesses that you can sign up here, that's just how many you have in here. So you can always delete those down the road, and it doesn't add to your 100. So you definitely want to do that right away, is get those set up. So that's here on the home page. And again, if someone inquires through your website a business, it'll show as assessment at first. And then once you want to turn them live, when you decide, when you click edit here and decide what all they're going to have access to, if anything, and those kind of things, then this is where you would change them live right here. Or if you want to make them inactive, you would do that also. So those are the different things. So, the first thing is you want to make sure is that, how are you going to sell this to businesses? Are you going to sell it as, give the software to businesses, charge them $100 a month or whatever to use the software, and then they can manage their own? Are you going to just use the software and manage the business's social media for them? Or are you going to do a combination of both, which is what we recommend, because then you can pretty much help out every business. So either way, it's the same process. You set somebody up in your admin panel here by clicking add a business, and you add them. And then the difference would be if you're going to just let them manage their own software, what you would do is based on, the different features that you give them for your monthly, whatever you're charging them, these check marks here adjust what that business can see when they log in. So if you look at social media content, social media, the custom field, the queue, reputation, so you can limit and say to a business, all right, for $100, we'll give you, everything but the sweepstakes and deals. Or for $50, we'll give you everything but the reputation, sweepstakes, and deals. So you can do that whatever you want with the business and kind of fine tune those. And then once you want the business to log in, what you would want to do is log into that business. And then under account here, so this is the business's account, you would want to, put in their email address and create a password for them. And then just email them that, and then they can log in and do their own system. That's all you really have to do if you're just doing it as a software, and then just communicating with them with their business, and helping them with anything that they need. But literally, if you're going to set up a business to do just software only, you would click add business, create them, and then you would provide them with logins, and that's pretty much it. Then they can do it. Then you could train them on it quickly, and then you never have to do anything again, which is a really nice feature for the selling the software only part, because you can, if a business is already managing their social media, being able to have all the tools that this has, and they can save tons of time on just the social media management. They can also monitor their online reputation. They can create sweepstakes and deals. I mean, they could do a lot of stuff on this platform, and save a lot of time for them. And it's really not any more work than you training them the first time. Once they get going on there, then they're most likely your client for a very long time. Now, most businesses need help with social media. So the whole, a lot bigger opportunity is, being able to manage their social media for them. And, really Facebook these days is a image and news kind of feed for the most part for businesses. Then obviously business specific things like posting their deals and, stuff like that, which is the easy stuff. And then also, when it comes to content on their social media pages, it's all about posting stuff about their industry, making them look like experts in the industry, making them look appealing. Not, if a business just sits there and you post for a business just all about that business, that's going to be, no one's going to follow that business. People want to follow businesses that, they learn stuff from, have quirky, funny stuff on there like images, and have deals and specials. So those are really the main things that you're going to want to post for those businesses if you decide to go that route. And we have the whole thing set up to be able to do the content side of it very easily here. So let's just talk about the content side. So if you're going to post, for the business itself, or you're going to actually manage their social media, you're going to want to do content feeds. So we have a bunch in here already set for you. But you can also create your own content feeds and categories. So you create categories and then you can add content feeds. Now these are RSS feeds. Most news sites out there have them. What you would do is you would, search, and there's a video on this section in your resources area, but you would find the RSS feed by typing RSS feed in that website's name in search, and you usually can find them pretty easily. And then you just add those. And what this does is makes it so that, let's say I'm a real estate person and you're giving them the software. Like here's an example. So under the real estate category, I could have 10 different sources, and they can just scroll through then. Or if you're doing this for the business, this is what most realtors do anyways. They go out and find articles and post about, the current market and, that kind of stuff on top of their listings, which you could do for them. They would give them to you, or you would have a way of getting those for them. Or if they were doing it themselves with your system, they could just come in here, and just go through all these different sources. What will your monthly mortgage payment be? And then you just click exactly where you want that to post. So you would have that business's Twitter page, Facebook page connected here, or LinkedIn also. And then you can post now, post later. So you can come in here and find, 20 different articles for these different things and post out 3 weeks worth of months worth of posts, all scheduled out at different times throughout the day. So that takes care of all the content and the filling kind of content and kind of the expertise look of the Facebook page. And consumers will follow that stuff because they know they're getting resources. Like some of the things, you don't always want to even post specifically about your industry. So you want to post like things. So what that would mean is if you're a real estate agent, you don't want to just post about you don't want to just post about mortgages and the market for buying, because when people aren't buying or looking for mortgages, they're not going to follow that person. And you always want to stay in touch with them. So like this would be an example. If I'm a realtor posting about, how to maintain your home, and things like that. So like when to change your smoke alarms and when to change your furnace filter, things like that aren't necessarily specific about being a real estate agent, but they help people with homes, and it's all about homes. So you can kind of insurance agents, financial planners, things like that. Restaurants, posting about recipes and, for restaurants, recipes or, fun things to do at home with food and stuff like that. So you want to get creative and you can find articles on all these things. But you want to post about different things, and even if you're providing the software to the business to use, giving them ideas like this, just think of their industry and think about kind of a little outside of the box that's connected to their industry, and give them ideas of what they can post. That will also, I mean, that's a huge benefit for you. Obviously, all know there's a couple um, international or worldwide kind of software, just social media management platforms that don't have all the features that this has, but they're not local, and there's no one there helping those businesses, with that. Yours is much simpler. You have a lot more features, and you're there to help the business. Even if you are just providing them the software, you can support them along the way. And then if you're managing the business social media, which is not as hard as what it sounds, obviously there's some businesses that are very large that would be a lot harder, that would have their own people managing it anyways, which you could provide them the software. But if, managing small, medium-sized businesses and consultants, social media, it's really not that hard. You just want to find a lot of content like I was just talking about, and then throwing in between all that content stuff about the business specifically. So like I said, the main thing is, I would personally, since it's not really that hard to manage the social media, and really the only people doing it locally are the local marketing companies charging over $1,000 a month, even for a small business which can't afford that. Going in there and offering them both, saying, hey, we can manage your social media, lead with that. We can manage your social media. This is what we'll do, this X amount of posts per month. We'll go out and find resources and kind of, just put down a few things like what I just talked about. A lot of things too for these local businesses, posting about local events, even though it has nothing to do with their business. Anything that people will be interested in, even if it has nothing to do with that business, is stuff that you'll post, and then you can tell the business, and then in between there, you can post about your own business, take pictures of your staff and your food and, stuff like that is a lot more intensive and has to do with the business itself. Tell them to do those things, and you'll post the kind of expertise and additional content on top of that, and only charge them $300 a month. That's a great way to do it, because they post about their business specifically. You're posting about all this, industry specific type stuff. It goes a long ways to do that. And then you could even charge more if you're going to do even the post specifically about the business, go in there and take pictures of their food or whatever. It's just endless of the types of things on the social media side that you can do for the business and managing them. And it's not as complicated, as it seems. Just most small businesses don't want to spend the time doing it. They don't want to take away from, it's hard enough for them to focus on making money with their own business, but then having to spend time on social media just takes away from them. And a lot of them, like a restaurant will have waitresses doing it for them or whatever. And that's fine. You could either take that over for them or just provide them the software to do it. So those are the main two things. So the main thing that you want to know and do is those two things. Go to businesses, provide them either or if you just want to be straight like a software company, just provide them, your software. But you can do both of those very easily and make a lot of money doing it, especially the managing portion of it with the scheduler. And if they're doing their specific stuff about their business and you're just doing the rest, you could knock out a lot of businesses at $300 a month with that. And then also on top of that, you're giving them online reputation alerts when they get reviews and things like that. So we can go over that, because I've only been talking about the social media side, which is easily worth $300 to a business. But you also you give them online reputation monitoring, so you can give them access to this without seeing, because if you're managing it for them, you don't want them having the social media tab there. You only want them to see like monitoring and the analytics side of the social media, which you can limit and just show those two things. So when they log in, they just see the analytics and the monitoring of their online reputation. So then they get alerts. So that's a whole nother piece that's kind of like you don't have to do anything. You pretty much put in their email address and connect those accounts, and it's automatically done for you. So those are little things to add to raise the price, but don't really take any more of your time. Really the only thing that takes your time is the social media management. If you're going to do that for the business, again, if you're giving them software, none of it takes your time. Or you can create sweepstakes also. So these are the sweepstakes and deals are two totally different things that you can also provide for the businesses to do. And again, so what they do, you create these, and like there's an example of one that you can create. But what you do is when you create them, you then get a URL that you can use. So this public URL, that's the URL that's with your brand is the URL. And that business then can post that on Facebook, Twitter, right in the feeds and talk about, and you could do this for them. I mean, if you're managing the social media, you're going to do this in 5 minutes, and it's going to look like you've been, coding all this stuff for the business, and you don't have to code it or anything. It's already, easily done here. And every week you could run a sweepstakes for a business, like for a restaurant. That's huge. Say, get this deal or sign up and we're going to give away a free meal, and constantly do those every week. Again, you're talking now you're going to start charging business $500 a month if you're going to do continual sweepstakes and add continual deals to do those things for the business. But it's as easy as clicking add sweepstake and then uploading those different, these are the only fields that you have to do to create this. I mean, it's that easy to do. And then this other URL here is if you want to add it as a tab to Facebook. So Facebook has tabs, which they keep hiding more and more every time they come out with updates. They're kind of pushed down to the left now, which aren't even on the main screen. You have to kind of scroll down to see them. But you can create a tab that says, sweepstakes or signups or whatever. And that's when you have to use this URL, which is just a generic URL, which nobody sees on Facebook. That's just for you to post on there. No one sees that URL. It's because Facebook requires it to be secure and all that kind of stuff. So that's the only time you would use that URL. But for posting on all other places, on their website, on their Facebook page, on their Twitter page, and their Google Plus page, all those things, you're going to want to use that area too. One other thing I want to mention is on the social media management side, pictures are important. All these RSS content feeds pull pictures automatically. Even the ones that don't show pictures, that just means their RSS feed is not won't let us pull the picture into the system, but it will pull a picture for that article, whatever that article's picture is. So just because it doesn't show a picture here, that just means the RSS feed doesn't let us pull the picture. But when it posts on social media, it'll actually post a picture. But there's a system out there called Canva that we have a whole nother video in our in your resources there. But I have a video just on this. This makes it so you can grab a picture of a dog and write a comment about it, and you just for like $1, or most of them are free, and you can just create a whole collection just by easily using this Canva thing to do for the businesses. So again, managing the businesses using that Canva for the images, being able to put words on images very easily, create Facebook covers and all those things. Make it really easy for you to get in the $300 to $500 a month range, even up to $1,000 a month range with the businesses, using these tools without having to be some social media guru to do it. So you have all the tools here with that Canva and with our system to be able to do this. And like I said, Canva, most of them are free. Worst case, you're spending $1 or $2 per image that you create. So well worth it if you're managing social media. And again, we have a whole video just on that Canva there. So going back to the sweepstakes. So sweepstakes are things like giveaways, like free meal if you sign up. And then it's growing the email list. And you see the export right here. That actually grows your email list there, or the business's email list, and they can export it and go into MailChimp or iContact, ConsContact, wherever they want to do to email those out. And then to pick a winner, obviously they just export it and however they want to choose one, whatever. So they can do any kind of giveaway and just grow a massive email list, and then do those every week, every month, consumers love sweepstakes and giveaways. So you're going to want to do those for business, or encourage businesses to do those if they're doing your software. Deals are pretty much the same thing. You can see that they're pretty much the same thing. The difference is on a deal, you create the deal, save 20%, whatever that's created there for the deal will actually get emailed to the business or to the consumer. So they put in their email address, hit submit. They'll actually get emailed that that deal right to their email. So sweepstakes, they won't get an email because there's entering a drawing. But the deals, they'll actually get an email for that deal. Let's see, is this the deal? Yeah. So they'll get an email for that actual deal. And then they can take that in on their mobile device to redeem that deal. So really, those are the things you're selling. Every business needs help with those. So when you're looking at business types out there, I can't really think of any businesses that should not be on social media. All consumers are on social media. So businesses, no matter what type, should be on there in some sort of fashion. So that makes it pretty much endless opportunity. Every industry, every niche, every type of consultant can be on social media. And you can provide something to every one of those. So if it's managing it for them or providing the software, there's nobody out there, no local marketing company, no software program that gives someone locally the ability to go out to businesses and say, hey, do you need help managing your social media? I can do that for you. You're managing your social media for you. Well, here's software that's going to reduce your time by a lot. It's going to take hours a week down to minutes a month to be able to manage your whole social media, on top of letting you monitor your online reputation, on top of creating social sweepstakes and social deals. So you have the ability to provide every one of these businesses with something, which fares well for our resellers. Is why they're being so successful, is because they're able to provide anything. They're able to provide something to everybody, if it's managing or the software. So that's what we suggest. We should suggest going in with both. But if you're just total hands off and don't want to even get into managing the social media, even if it's just managing not the business specifically, the outside industry content, stuff like that. If you just want to be totally hands off, then you can at least do the software and make a lot of money doing that. So let's talk about, so like I said, every type of business has access to, and if you have questions, you can start submitting your questions in your thing there, and I'll go over questions at the end here and talk about and answer your questions on the system. I think there's a little thing on your right there where you can start typing in questions. And then we'll get to those once we get through this. So let's talk about prospecting here a little bit. So on the prospecting side, there's a lot of different things. So networking in your community is huge. I mean, obviously going to the chamber, most business or most local areas or cities have like a local networking events and things like that, where you can they have happy hours and stuff where there's all business owners. Or another good one is like a buy local kind of group. But those groups, they're all business owners. So when you go to those networking and stuff, everyone is a prospect. So those are, when you're selling to businesses, that's where you want to be. You want to go to those things and sell to those businesses. But outside of networking, so we all know you go to networking events, you meet people. That's a great way to grow your business, getting a part of chambers and stuff like that. But you have a kind of a unique system here. You have a unique way to be able to find businesses that need your help. Not many other industries or salespeople can do what I'm about to show you or tell you that you can do with these businesses. You can actually find which businesses need your help very easily. All you have to do is go to social media or go to Facebook, which is probably the easiest. And there's two ways to do this. One is on the social media management side. Other is on online reputation, which is even easier. On the social media management side, pick a niche, to start with, and just go through dentists or chiropractors or optometrists, whatever you want to hit up, restaurants. Go through Google, find 20 different businesses, and just look them up on Facebook. All you have to do is find a bit, and if one's posting a ton, put them in your software category that you're going to sell your software to. If a business is posting once every month, once every week, they go into your, how about I manage your software or your social media for you? And that's all you have to do. You can just look up a business and say, all right, have these two buckets. Am I going to go after them for the software only? Or am I going to go after them for managing their social media? And that gives you a lead. Then you don't even have to really talk about the other one that much. You know what you're going to lead with when you talk to that business. And then it's an easy conversation. Oh, I see you're very active on social media. How about we cut your time by using our software to manage your social media? And that can lead into a whole nother conversation, whole lot of different areas or directions by talking about the sweepstakes deals and monitoring and stuff like that. Or a business barely posting, that's an easy lead to, hey, I see you're not posting that much. Why don't we, a couple $100, $200-$300 a month, why don't we take over your social media and do everything for you? You don't have to do anything. We will get your followers by continually posting leads and doing sweepstakes and stuff like that, and help them grow their social media. And then having them put out little signs to follow them on Facebook in their store and those kind of things. So that is a great prospecting tool, and you have it right at the tip of your fingers just to find the business. How are they using social media? And that's what you go after them with, either software or managing it. Most businesses, you'll find out, are posting once or twice a week, if that, and they need help, or they're not on social media at all, which is even a bigger, benefit for you, because then you could go to Canva and create a cover photo for them, a logo for them on Facebook and Twitter, and charge them $500 just to design those for them. It's going to cost you $4 and take you 20 minutes. So that's the way you want to prospect for the social media side. Here's another great lead and way to prospect for online monitoring, which all leads to the same system. Don't think if you go after, find someone that needs online reputation help, that you're not going to, try and convince them to do social media and sweepstakes and deals and all that kind of stuff. But going to Yelp, finding businesses with bad reviews, those businesses are hurt because we all know when a bad review gets online, it never comes off. So they need to really boost their reputation and make sure that they never get a bad review on there again. So that's where, the online reputation monitoring, anytime a review comes in, if it's good or bad, getting that business alerted so they can go back in, or you do it for them, and comment on those reviews. So if it's a good review, go in there and thank you. We really appreciate your business. We look forward to, and then posting something about new stuff coming up in that same post, and stuff like that goes a long ways. Then if there's a negative review, you want to make sure you get your rebuttal on there as quickly as possible. But those kind of things are, if a business has a bad review, going on there and finding that business and telling them, hey, you have a bad review, there's nothing you can really do about that now. Let's manage your social media, get your social media going, which helps because you can get rid of when people write bad comments on Facebook, not Yelp though. So let's get monitoring your reputation, getting on top of your online reputation and your social media, so this doesn't happen again. And then obviously providing sweepstakes and deals. Again, so when you can start typing in questions. I see some coming in. And we'll get to those probably in the next 10, 15 minutes. So that's prospecting. So looking up on Yelp, networking, and then on social media, finding how they're using it. And then it's an easy proposition at that point because you already know how they're using it. That's one of the things in most sales. The first thing that person has to do is find out from that business how they're doing a certain thing. You don't have to do that. by asking the business, and that's that makes your call way easier or visit, because you already know how they're using social media because you can see it right in front of your eyes. Not many salespeople have that benefit to be able to see exactly how it's being used, how that business is running, what you're going to sell them. That makes this, a phenomenal opportunity to sell to businesses, and for you to be able to go there and undercut anyone in your business and make a lot of money doing it. All right, so let's walk through the system. That's kind of my prospecting and pitch there, as far as how I would go about, finding these businesses and then contacting them. And then as time goes on too, we always get feedback from resellers and licensees out there, and we always want to share those. So best practices out there, we want to share those. So anytime something's working for you out there, let us know, because then we'll share that with everybody. But there's no competition between our resellers, so it helps everyone. So when you share something that's working out there, we'll share that with everybody. But then everybody, someone else will know someone's working and they'll share that. So you'll benefit from that. So it really helps to share, what's working out there for you, so we can help everybody, do better, which will help in turn help you. Kind of like paying it forward a little bit. All right, so let's go back to, I'm going to go back to the reseller admin panel. So we went over that stuff. So again, the main thing is, that's what these check boxes are here for when you're creating a business or when you click edit on a business, is when that business, so when you log in through here, you're going to see everything. No matter what's checked in this box, you're going to see everything. But whatever's checked and unchecked here, when you log in with the business's logins, that's where it'll be limited to what they can see. So there's a little confusion on what those were, but that's what that is. So you can actually know exactly what those businesses can see when they log in, if you let them log in at all. Some people don't let them log in, at all. Let's just see if there's anything that I can remember that we've had any questions on configuration. It's pretty self-explanatory. Your plans and pricing, pretty self-explanatory. We got videos on all that stuff. Content. Okay, one thing I wanted to hit on content too was, so you can create content. Any content that you create here in your admin will be global for all the business panels. So let me say it again. So any content you create in your admin panel under content will be global for all the business panels. Every business panel will see everything that you create here. Now, each business panel has their own content feeds that can be added on top of those. So let's say so this makes it more so on the managing the software side, or when you're just selling the software, because businesses will want to add their own RSS feeds themselves, that are specific to them. They can do that right here by clicking content feeds in their admin panel. So this is, again, the business panel. They can add their own content feeds that it will only be seen by them. So if you're in a business panel and you add content feeds, that's only for that business specifically, not globally. So that was something I really want to point out, is because you can add global ones in here in your admin that everybody gets, but then you can also add them specific to a business inside those business panels. And then resources, which we have more stuff that we continue to add there. Let's go into the business panel. Let's see. So the custom posts area. So again, I talk a lot about this content because that's a lot what our resellers are doing out there, is mostly this stuff. And then the business, will post their own custom content, which I don't know if you saw that. You can actually let the business see just custom content, queue, and analytics, so they don't see how easy it is for you to find all the content if you're managing it for them. And if that business then is going to do their own posts, you can let them just do their custom posts, see the queue of everything you're posting for them and what they have in the queue, and then analytics, and not see the simple custom or the simple content feeds. So you can just strip that right out, and they can do their, business specific custom posts here see the queue, and then they won't see how, that you don't have to spend hours and hours finding content for them. They won't see how easy that is to do. So again, the custom post is just, anything outside of those content posts. You can post just text, you can post an image. Again, but you can schedule out tons of different things. Tons of different things that you can post for those businesses. Tons of different things that they can post and schedule out for on the custom side. Then you have the queue. Then you have the analytics of all the posts and the actual pages, which you can change. Let's see. So I'm going to run back to the business panel here. Under resources, we have custom orders. So most people aren't using these services because with that Canva and with the ability to easily find all that content, but we can actually do the posts for you or design, a business's social media pages for you, and then you would want to upcharge them, obviously. But if you want us to do the post for a business, that's what this business content is. You just choose, and it's $99 a month extra. So if you're gonna, manage a business's social media, and you want us to do the post, you're gonna have to pay us an extra $99 a month, and then you would upcharge that business, whatever. And write in your contents, choose the business, and submit. And then we'll talk to you about that business and what way you want to pursue. Or if you just want us to, because we have in-house design, to design their Facebook and social media pages for you, we charge $200 to do that, or $199, and then we email them to you, and then you can upload them for the business. But like I said, with Canva and the content feed thing, not many people are even using us for these services, but you always have that option. All right, let's go back to the admin panel. Or this is the business panel. So we went over sweepstakes, deals, connections. A lot of you kind of realize that first. So Facebook made it so that every URL. So since you're white labeled your own domains, you have to have your own Facebook app. So we have to and Facebook has to approve them. So we actually have to create an app specifically for your business when you first sign up with us. And that's why you won't see these connect profile or connect page at first. Is because we're on the Facebook side, because none of these other businesses make us do that, because we have to get that approved with Facebook, and then that usually takes 2 to 5 days. Once that's approved, then you'll see that on there and you can connect those. So most of you probably have that, are seeing that already, but as soon as you get approved, and we can't, and it's not even has to do with once you sign up with us, it's once we get your domain and you get set up on your domain is before we can even submit the app, because we literally have to give the Facebook your domain, and they have to connect that app to those domains. So it's a pain in the butt, but we do it all for you. It just takes a few days to get that approved. So that was one thing I wanted to cover. So that's most of the stuff I wanted to cover today. Just a kind of a short and quick, sweet thing on networking, on what you should be selling and how to sell it, and then just a walkthrough of the platform here. So if you have any questions, send them through. I mean, the nice thing is we've built this platform so simple. I mean, there's nothing else out there like it, and you have such an opportunity of what you're selling. We don't even have to do a whole lot of support for the most part. I mean, people get the platform. It's super easy to use, unlike anything else out there, and it makes it very easy for you to run your business. Good, and this question actually just came through, and it was one thing I wanted to hit on that I forgot to hit on. How do you get paid from the businesses? So we want it to be as flexible as possible. I mean, this business is all about you being flexible with the businesses, so you can make money one way or another with them, on the software side, on the managing the business side. So we don't have an integrated payment system. the best way to do it, and most businesses want invoices. So we could make it so you could add your PayPal buttons, and if that's important to people, we can give you an external page where you can create your own PayPal buttons and plans. We've done that in the past. Um, Most people, honestly, PayPal email invoicing is the best thing out there. It's not, I mean, they've improved that thing so much. The business does not even need to be on PayPal. They can just pay through a credit card right through the email, but it gives them an invoice. And then you have a full invoicing tracking system. So what you do is, you get a business signed up, you get them set up on here, and then you just send that business an email invoice, and you can have them subscribe and, do it monthly or whatever. And then they just get that invoice and they pay right there. Best way to do it, I think, is just using that system, because then you get alerted if a payment was declined or whatever, and you can just go in there here and make them inactive and that kind of thing. But we don't integrate a payment system because we want this as flexible as possible for you to be able to offer free trials if they're going to do just the software, to be able to charge wildly different amounts for managing their social media, or being able to offer them the software on top of that. So we keep it as flexible as possible so we don't have an integrated payment system. PayPal invoicing is great. FreshBooks is a nice, easy system to use too, which you can actually integrate PayPal or Stripe.com, which is very awesome. So on that, you can actually, on FreshBooks, is actually easier than PayPal. But you get up to 3 clients for free. I think then it's like $20 a month or something. But you can use FreshBooks, connect a Stripe account or your PayPal account. It'll automatically email them, track your invoices. It's all about invoicing. It tracks invoice. Then you can even have a subscribe thing on there also, where the businesses can subscribe and get reoccurring payments on there. So, personally, I would use FreshBooks or PayPal if you want to use only PayPal. The nice thing about FreshBooks is when you use Stripe, then PayPal's not anything. It's actually a payment page when they click on the invoice, so that's pretty cool. So those are the 2 that I would probably use. But again, the reason for managing on our side of the system, on the system itself, you just use this button here, active and active. Flip them on, flip them off, and then use one of those systems for actually managing your payments. Because we could spend 2 weeks developing in-house billing system, but it's going to be more strict. And then on top of that, it's not even going to have as many features, those systems. I mean, those are millions of dollars systems. So you're better off just using those and using this little flip on, flip off button when you're managing those business. So easy way to do it. All right, I'm going to start going through some questions here. Let's see. Okay, so this is a great question. So someone was wondering, if a business has more than one Facebook page, how do you pick and choose which page the post goes on for the content? So let's go to a business. So you can connect as many pages as you want here. So let's say a business has 3 or 4 different Facebook pages or whatever, because they different unique circumstances. You can just connect those different pages. So what happens is then, so I'm on content here. You see this number 2? That would then show however many pages you have connected there. So you could click post 2, and then you just choose right there what Facebook pages you want that to go to. So you could choose, any of those different Facebook pages, and you can pick and choose, what you want, which ones, and you can even have personal accounts on there. And that's all you do is click that post 2 and choose which pages you want that post specifically to go to. And then it'll kind of save in a cookie and remember that, but you can always, change it. Every time you post, you can choose a different accounts, but it's that easy. You just connect those accounts and choose the different accounts that you want, or what accounts you want that to post to right there.